Hey there, Rick Sage, recording at the Rimrock Studios in Bishop, California. Welcome to Season 2 of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, where I speak with retailers, brand managers, athletes, executives, and others in the outdoor biz and share their stories, tips, advice, productivity tricks, and ideas you can use to take your career or business to the next level. If you need flexible small business financing, Kabbage has the answer. Kabbage helps small business owners access capital right away without any headaches. Apply online or from your phone. You'll get an automatic decision and you can use any amount you need when you need it. Kabbage has supported over 130,000 small businesses with $4 billion in funding. Visit Kabbage.com/outdoorbiz. When you qualify, you'll get a $50 Visa card that you can use anywhere. That's Kabbage with a K. KABBAGE.com/outdoorbiz. Today I'm speaking with Alli Noland, founder and director of everything at Terra Public Relations. Alli has over 17 years of experience in PR, and we talk about her agency, Terra Public Relations, her time with Stanwood and Partners, and her career as a DJ in Jackson. She also tells us about her Lose course. Hit the link in the show notes to see that video. Hey, Alli, welcome to the show. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well, thanks, Rick. How are you?
I'm good. So you were telling me it's a spring day there in Jackson?
It is. It's sunshine and blue skies, and looks like it's going to be about 45 degrees. So
that's chilly.
It's fine. It's okay. Yeah, it's chilly. We don't want all the snow to melt at once.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
We do like to see the sunshine eventually. We got to get our skier tan going, right?
That's right. Get ready for summer.
That's right.
So I want to start off. I'm curious about your DJ experience. What was that like?
It was varied. I really enjoyed it. That's what actually brought me to Jackson. I was trying to get a job in radio, and of course, you got to start in a small market.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that all the cute boys live in ski towns. So I had set up a bunch of appointments at different stations, kind of throughout the Rockies, and the station here was looking for somebody full time on air midday, and you just don't pass that up. So.
Right, yeah.
It was really interesting. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, that I don't really like sitting in a room by myself, talking to myself for 5 hours a day. So I was full-time for about 9 months, and then I left that job and got involved in the outdoor industry, but I picked up a job, quote unquote, driving the classic rock bus Sunday mornings, and I did that for 9 years, and that was really fun.
Oh yeah, so that was a little different experience. Huh?
Yes, I was by myself, but it was just one day a week, and it was really early, and I was in charge of the playlist, so
cool.
Nobody was in the station but me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So how did you? What was your exposure to the outdoors? So you just got plugged in Jackson and started hiking and climbing and stuff?
Well, I mean, my family they were big fans of camping when I was little. And I actually have a picture of my sister and I in front of the Tetons when I was like 7 or something like that. But, no, I got a job at the ski shop, out at Jacksonville Mountain Resort. And that was my beginning of the true appreciation of the people and the mountain and the other things that Jackson has to offer.
Gotcha. So a little retail experience.
Little retail experience. Yeah, a little rental monkey experience.
Yeah,
I'm excellent with a screwdriver. So,
Good. Yeah. And so how'd you get into PR and then with Stanwood? How'd that happen?
I had done an internship in PR right after college in London.
Oh, wow.
In high fashion, which is also kind of outside my scope. And then I done some PR for the Western Washington Fair outside of Seattle, and there was an opportunity basically to work at Stanwood and Partners, and I already knew a couple of people there, and I knew that I was interested in PR because I've liked to talk to people and I enjoyed the experiences I already had. And once I got the job, I mean, it was a really fun place to work. It was a really fun place to work.
I'll bet, yeah.
Yeah, we had, the people, there were like 9 of us in the office, and everybody got along really well.
Right.
And we had the client list was unbeatable, and the budgets, right? The budgets.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what the retainers were, but the budgets. So the parties, I don't know if you remember, but the parties were real back then. And, it was good to be young during those days.
Well, it's always good to be young when we were young.
Yeah, exactly.
And so out of that, you launched Terra PR, right? What inspired you to do that?
Stanwood and Partners was sold in 2008, and it, well, the writing was on the wall for some of us, and 2008 turned out to be a terrible year for just about everybody.
Yeah.
But most of us ended up starting our own PR firms somewhere around that time. And Jim Markley, who used to be at Smartwool, reached out just after I'd left Stanwood and Partners, and he was starting Goodhue Socks and needed PR, and it was kind of like showing up in Jackson and finding a job midday on air at this radio station. It just worked out.
Yeah,
and
perfect,
I was forever grateful.
And what were some of your greatest challenges? Finding clients, obviously. Is that the biggest one?
Yeah, I'd say new business is probably always the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
But also recently, I have to say, proving the ROI of PR has been more of a challenge because, everything else is clickable and traceable and linkable, and PR is not as much so.
Right.
So we've been having some battles with some of our smaller clients who, have small marketing budgets about, what the best place to spend their money. And, it's an interesting challenge, but, I'm still a true believer, and I honestly believe that it works, and I'm going to keep fighting for it.
Well, you know how it is these days. I mean, everybody's getting squeezed on all sides, so they're looking at every last dollar that goes out, and how can we not spend this last dollar? So we're all in that boat. I think. Yeah. How many people at Terra? Is it just you? Are you a one-woman band?
No, there are 4 of us now. That seems to be a number that works out well for me. plus a couple of dogs. We got to have dogs in the office.
Yeah, good, cool.
I actually just hired Lori Crabtree, who was the original Stanwood and Partners employee way back when, and so we're getting the band back together.
There you go. Very cool.
Going on a reunion tour.
That's exciting. And how many clients do you have?
Oh, I think we have 9 right now.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Don't ask me to list them right now, please.
Nope. Nope. And what are you most proud of after launching Terra? And you guys have been doing this for a few years now, right?
10.
Yeah, right.
So,
That's great.
I got a decade coming up here pretty soon.
You have to have a party. You have to throw one of those parties.
Right. I got to get my luge course in order.
There you go.
I would say that I'm proud of surviving this long and providing jobs for some really spectacular young people who have come through and either left town or decided that PR wasn't their thing. But I've had some really, really stellar employees over the years, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm also proud of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And who have been some of your mentors along the way?
Of course, my family, and that good stuff. But, I think the Stanwood and Partners team, we all really it was so collaborative that we all learned from each other. And I learned a lot from all the people that were there before me. Yeah. And we continue to work together, even though we each work for different firms or have our own firms or whatever. Which is really nice. If you need to find a contact for somebody who's eluding you, or you've got a client question or something, there's this whole network of people that I've been working with essentially for almost 20 years that I can reach out to. And that's, I don't know that happens at other firms, and I feel, grateful that I can tap into that when I need to.
Yeah. Are a lot of them still in Jackson?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of them are. Not everybody, but a lot.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
So,
cool.
We still see each other at the bars and on the hill and trails and all that good stuff.
That's great. And tell us about some nonprofit work that you guys do, or do you work with any nonprofit? Do you have a nonprofit client?
We don't have a nonprofit client.
Okay.
We've had, a couple little fits and starts over the years. But we go down to the animal shelter as an office every Tuesday and walk the dogs down there.
Very cool.
Which is, a great way to get outside and to, it's not helping people eat food who are starving to death, but the dogs really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, they need it too. It helps them get out. Yeah. A little exercise.
Yeah. And the shelter here does an amazing job of getting the word out about the dogs. So if they can be socialized and exercised and not freaking out when people come up to try to adopt them, it's very helpful.
Right. What's the name of that shelter? I'll link to it in the show notes.
It's the Jackson Teton County Animal Shelter.
All right, cool.
And we also, the local food shelter, is called the Jackson Food Cupboard. And I'm not a big fan of traditional Christmas parties, right? Where you just go to a restaurant and you talk to the same people that you talk to all day, every day.
Right.
So we've turned our Christmas party into, I think it's maybe like the 8th or 9th annual Caroling for Cans.
I love it.
And the current employees, any alumni who are in town, we invite media and other PR professionals and marketing people, and we come to the office and we get really drunk and we go around to all of the bars around the town square, and we have signs and we have backup music and we sing Christmas carols, and people basically hold up cash and we go and collect it, and then nice. I match up to the first $1,000, which didn't used to be a limit that I had to get to, but now we collect over $1,000 in less than 3 hours every Christmas. It's unbelievable.
Wow, that's great.
So, and we just it's a blast. I mean, it's very fun. So it's something that everybody can do, right? You can even people who don't sing, and that's part of the beauty is exactly. The worse you sing, the faster they give you the money to get you the hell out of there.
I love it. That's great. Hurry, pay him, get him out of here. On to the next bar. Right. That's awesome.
We may have leveraged a few underage children to go around and collect money last time too, just to increase the pressure.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's very fun. That's awesome.
We're in and out before the cops can get there.
On to the next place. They can't keep track of you.
Exactly.
And how about so you ski? What other outdoor activities do you participate in? Do you climb?
Well, actually, I snowboard.
Okay,
because it turns out, I'm a terrible skier. But I love snowboarding. That is really fun. And I love mountain biking and hiking, but I like to be attached to the ground if at all possible.
Uh-huh.
So I like to sit at the bottom and watch the people climbing.
You gotcha. Yeah, got you.
I'm not going to be with them. But I can ride my mountain bike from my office into this network of up to 10 miles of super fun trails designed just for mountain biking and hiking, and then be back in an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, it's
perfect. Yeah.
The resources here are second to none, really. I mean, not that I've tried too many places, but
that's a special place. That's the way it is here in Bishop too. You can get anything done in an hour that you want back at work or doing whatever. It's great.
I feel like that's why everybody wants to move here.
Yeah, that's right. You got it. That's right. And do you have any suggestions or advice for folks wanting to get into the outdoor biz or grow their career if they're already in the outdoor biz?
I don't know that I'm qualified to hand out any advice.
Well, you've made a career out of it.
I know, but I feel like I've gotten really lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you gotta get after it. And you can't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And, if the answer keeps being no, then you gotta find a different target.
Move on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I feel like, if you treat people by the golden rule and you really work hard, that in the outdoor industry, opportunities do kind of present themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, right, I feel like I've been really lucky, and I just don't, I'm not that guy. I can't
think
give
a
you
lot
advice.
of us have. We've all kind of hacked our way in, and just kind of scramble our way in. And next thing you know, it's 20 years have gone by, 30 years have gone by. It's like, wow, I have a career actually.
Right.
How'd I stumble into that?
This is a career?
Yeah, right. Do you have any daily routines you use to keep your sanity? You meditate, walk the dog. Obviously you walk the shelter dogs every Tuesday. That's cool.
Yeah, that's very fun. And that is, it's one of those things where you have to go do it even if you don't want to or don't have time. It's good to kind of take that time out.
Yeah.
But I have a big, 100-pound Malamute named Astro.
Wow.
Who comes to work with me every day. So whenever I get upset, I go out and pet him.
Yeah.
And of course, we go out and go for walks and all that good stuff, but he's very lazy. So I can't take him on like mountain bike rides or anything like that. So
yeah. How old is he?
I also, he's 10 plus.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, he's getting up there, but he still loves a short walk.
Good.
As long as there are no puddles involved. Yeah, exactly. And I also have a luge course that I kind of alluded to earlier, but I live in the trees on a super steep slope, and I dig out this luge course, and it's up to 18 bank turns. I just finished digging it out again this weekend. So
very cool.
Feeling pretty proud of myself on that one. Yes.
Yeah.
So you might find it on YouTube at some point.
That's got to be exciting, huh?
It is fun. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people look at it like a total waste of time and like, whoa, but I don't have to have a gym membership.
Yeah, right.
So I just go out there and get on the luge course, and then I get to ride it when I'm done. And that's the best part.
That's very cool. That sounds fun. And so you obviously have a luge. What?
Well, it's built for the 48-inch plastic toboggan from Kmart.
Okay, got you. All right, perfect. Hey, that makes it even easier. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I don't ice it down. I've tried in the past, but the melt freeze cycle, it gets the best of me. We're too low in elevation to really have that work out.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, I'd love to see some YouTube of that. That'd be fun.
Well, I'll send you a link.
Cool. Awesome. And do you have any favorite books, or do you give books as gifts?
Oh, you think I read?
Of course you read. No, you got to read. Come on.
I love anything by David Sedaris.
David Sedaris, okay.
Oh, I love that guy. And there's only really a few books that stand out. And one of them I haven't read in over 2 decades, but it's You'll Never Eat Lunch in This Town Again. And the only reason I remember it is because it made me laugh so hard that people would stare at me. And I always think that's a good thing.
That's good. I've never heard of that one. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's like an old Hollywood expose kind of thing. It's really funny, though.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. Pick that up. We'll link to that in the show notes, too. Yeah, I know. If you're like the rest of us, spend any time at all on an airplane, you got to read or listen to Audible or something.
Well, I like magazines. I really like popular science and popular mechanics, and I feel a little bit smarter after having read them. I don't get me wrong. I get my pop culture in there too. Maybe a little Us Weekly or something like that. But
gotcha.
They have a way of breaking it down to make it understandable for the English major, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, for us laymen that have no tech background at all. Yeah,
exactly.
How about your favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Well, of course, being in the outdoor industry, I get a lot of deals.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's under $100, but I'd have to say, shameless plug for one of my clients, the Cirrus Days mitt is, I have been duly impressed season after season. In Jackson, that's all I've been wearing. I had to retire some of my bigger, fluffier mitts, and it's $59.99 retail.
Awesome.
I can't. They're fantastic.
Cool. We'll link to that in the show notes.
And of course, I love Smartwool socks.
Oh, yeah, can't beat those. Yep, exactly. I think we all live in Smartwool socks. Yep. Yeah. Do you have any productivity apps you use with you and your team, or?
Does Google Docs count?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
We use that. We use, some marketing, email marketing kind of stuff, but I would say mostly Google Docs.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of us live in Google Docs.
And Dropbox, kind of stuff.
Evernote? Do you use Evernote?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, Dropbox.
But I probably should.
Yeah. If you're in Google Docs, you may not need it. It's Evernote's. I just like it because you can create notebooks for every project you're working on, like a doc kind of thing. Same thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'll check that out.
Yeah, check it out. As we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to say or ask of our listeners?
Well, I guess I would like to ask your listeners to continue to be good people and to vote this fall for people who will protect the environment and the things that, make us happy.
Yeah, good. I like that. That's good. That's very important these days. We need all the help we can get. It's quite the battle, isn't it? Man.
Oh, especially locally. I mean, you can really make a difference. If you can I've got what I like to call the lazy voter list on my cell phone, and I just send out a text, and it's got like 30 people on it, and they're just don't have time or are not interested enough to do the research. And I don't make presidential or like senatorial recommendations, but for like local judges or
that's a great
state senators, things like that. And A, it makes it easier for those people to actually go out there and vote. And B, they don't, they actually have some idea, because I only send it to people who have asked me to add them to their list.
Gotcha. Right.
So they know that we're sort of like-minded on these ideas.
Right.
But it makes I find that my lazy friends will get out there and vote if I make it easy for them.
Brought them. Yeah, exactly. I love that idea. I may incorporate that. And how can people find you if they want to follow up? Email, Twitter, Instagram?
I would think that was funny if somebody wanted to follow up, but my email is probably the best way.
Okay, we'll put that in there, and I'll link to your. I think you're on Facebook, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not there very much, but
okay. Well, we'll put a link to that,
don't go on there unless you want some sort of some
lose
sort of
photos,
post of
lose
that,
videos,
lose posts, or feeling sorry for somebody posts.
Gotcha. We'll just put your email in there. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Alli. It's been great chatting.
Yeah, Rick, nice talking to you.
Yeah, and I'll see you probably in Denver.
I look forward to it.
All right.
Yay, Denver. Woo!
Yeah, I love it, Denver. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it'll be fun to go
absolutely.
back. Cool. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
All right, bye. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Alli Noland. You can catch up with her by email at allin@terrapublicrelations.com. Alli is ALLI. You'll find links to everything we discussed in the show notes at theoutdoorbizpodcast.com/episode 87. Be sure to hit your favorite podcast app and subscribe today. Thanks for listening. Today's podcast is brought to you by WordPress. I've used WordPress to build a number of websites, including Stillwater's Consulting and the Outdoor Biz Podcast. There are a number of themes and plugins available both free and for purchase, enabling you to easily create the custom look and feel you want. If you're starting an online business, publishing a blog, and looking to take your online presence to the next level, visit theoutdoorbizpodcast.com/WordPress and get going today. With simple installation tools and thousands of themes to choose from, you'll be up and running in no time. Go to theoutdoorbizpodcast.com/WordPress and get your site launched today. If you want more of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure and go to theoutdoorbizpodcast.com where you'll find all the episodes, show notes, and much, much more. Thanks for listening, and until next time, be sure to make time to get outside.